What is up, Yu-Gi-Oh fans? I am, of course, the Joker, back again today. Yes, I am, with a second folder. Now, this second folder was actually in the last video of my trade folder. I was in the back if you saw it, and you looked at it carefully. This is actually my deck cores folder. Like, I work on so many decks, so many different times. I try to build as many as I can, so, I can showcase them to you. And, of course, after I make a deck, I like to always put it in this nice little folder. Sometimes I get a deck box like I did with this one. This is the deck I'm currently working on. Not gonna spoil what it is, but I've already got my name on there. Very nice deck. Not gonna show the actual cards, but there's some nice sleeves in there, and I'm really excited when all the cards for this deck comes that I can showcase it. But with this deck core folder, that's why I really want to show you guys now. If there is any deck that you guys really see and you want me to work on even harder, feel free to comment down below, and of course I'll be happy to try my hardest to do so. But of course, these are just some decks that I've been working on over the years, over the time, and these are just my personal favorites. So for the first deck, it is my Relinquished Kaiju deck. This deck got hit because now it's only down to one Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. This is also pretty much a complete update on the deck profiles. If you want me to do a major update on any deck, feel free to comment down below. But this is just, some things that have changed in the decks. So with this deck, Preparation of Rites is now at 2. So it's simple, quick of just take out the Interrupted Kaiju, put in Prep, and put in another Dark Hole, taking out a monster you don't need. So that's just pretty much the monster lineup. The other cards are pretty much that draw power I like. Of course, you've already seen the Fluffle deck that I did just the other day. I also have been trying to work on Cosmos. I don't know why it is taking me so long, seriously. I started getting them once before, but nobody kept on trading with me, so this is my Cosmo lineup at the moment. I know it's very shameful, but hopefully I can get more soon. For the Mermals, I've also been trying to work on this. I did do a Mermal Atlantean deck, and that's what really pushed me to try and build this deck in real life, so this is why I've been able to get at this point. I've also been trying to build spirals. I actually really like spirals. They're really fun. The fact that they can be even better in this format is just absolutely amazing. The problem is I am missing that Super Agent, which, it's a $10 card still, $10 to $15 if you're paying for postage as well. So that's $30 for just 2 cards. And I would much prefer to spend that money on a deck I know I'll use all the time instead of just a nice hobby deck that this deck would be. So, I do have the spells and all that of the lineup. Then I've also got my Lightsworn deck. This has just been pretty much around for so long. Got the Judgments, of course, got all 3. Got that Fairy Tale Snow in there, the Double Honest. My Clown, the Trickstar Clown that I actually do have it. But that Clown, that does that whole combo, that's actually in a different selection of my set. It's actually in a little folder that I made, or not a little folder, just a medium-sized folder, where I've actually been trying to get clown cards, so hopefully I get some more of them. That's really fun. Now, of course, to do a clown deck, so that's of course what's been pushing me to try and build that in real life. Even if it fails, it's still fun to play. So that's where that card is, and you can now run Honest at 3. I just haven't. The third one is actually behind one of these cards, I'm pretty sure. But same with the Charge of the Light Brigade, that's in there. I don't have Minerva yet. This is just another deck I like, but I haven't invested too much into it. Then I've also got my Black Wings. I did do this deck profile ages ago. If you want me to do an update on any of these decks, as I said, just comment down below. Of course, I'll be happy to do so. Got my Gear Guys. They're getting some little bit more support, which is really nice. Then I got my Madolches. Half of this deck was actually, some of these cards were actually just given to me. Especially this Pudding Sneskel. I actually love this card, and out of every single card I have, this is the one card I would never get rid of because of the person that gave it to me. It's just so special to me, so of course I wouldn't give it away. But that's just my Dolce lineup. Then I've got my gimmicks. I tried to build gimmicks for so long. The fact that there's Joker cards, I actually really wanted to play this deck. But then Link format came out, so I pretty much stopped trying to build the deck. Then I got my Ghost Streaks. I would love to showcase this again, around Halloween time, or just when Friday the 13th comes up again. But of course, if that's what you guys want to see, that's what I'll be happy to do. Then I also got my Abyss Actors. This is a deck I paid for like 15-20 bucks maybe. and I got all those cards, so I'm still trying to work on it, but it's still a nice pendulum deck. Then I got my cubics, this once again, it wasn't a hard deck to try and get a hands on, but I'm still trying to get a double Crimson Nova and just one of this Evil Eye, the Unification. So as soon as I get that, if you guys really want to see a cubic deck, I'll be happy to showcase that as well. These are just some other decks, some of these they're not completely complete, it's just been ones I've been working on, but of course, as I said, if you guys want me to invest into these decks even more, I'll be happy to do so if I'm able to. But this is just the start of my Skull Servant deck. I really like the idea of this deck. I just love zombies, so that's why I really wanted to make that deck. Then I got my DDDs, this, when I did a build for DDDs, of course was my pure build, which I love seeing, it's not really a deck that needs to be splashed with so many other things. It can do pretty well on its own, but it definitely needs, some Link support. Then I also got my Dark Worlds, this is a really nice deck. Someone asked to buy this off me once before, way before the Link format, and I just knew, nah, I can't do that. And it turned out that when the Link format came out, this is a deck that didn't even get touched, so it was really nice to play for a little bit. So that's why I keep it. Then I also got my Blue Eyes, and no, only one of these is actually from the original SDK, that set. The other two are just from the reprints, but if I could get 3 of these SDKs, that'd be absolutely beautiful. But this is just, my Blue Eyes core. It's a really fun deck to play. I absolutely love it. Then I also got my Performer Powers. This is one deck that I used to play all the time. I used to this is actually a deck that when I was playing at school for a really long time, college and all that, it still was really fun, so I used to play it all the time. Then I also got my Dark Magician Girls. This was a nice deck to play. This is just the deck holder, the rest of the cards are pretty much just reborning traps or just destruction traps and all that. Then I of course have my Monarchs, just some of the basic cards. The Foolish Burial of Goods isn't in this section because it of course is in the Fluffs section, because I prefer to play Fluffles over Monarchs, but that's just my personal choice. Then, I have been trying to work on some other things. These are a little bit secrets, but, got my Injection Fairy Lilies for that deck. Got the Malefics because I really want to try and build that deck. The Toons because, of course, I love my Toons. Like, my first video was a Toon deck profile, and this is how many Toon cards I actually have. So, yeah, it's absolutely insane, but I love them. I started getting the Gradles because I really wanted to build a Gradle Kaiju deck, but that sadly got hit. Been trying to build the Red Eyes deck, it's really hard because not many people want to give up a lot of those cards, but if I'm able to build it, of course I will. Got that Magispector deck, although I stopped building that as soon as the Link format came out, so I was going to really plan on building this, but then Link format, and I was like, nah, I just can't. Got Reversal Quiz, I'm still working on, I got to get one more Reversal Quiz. I got most of the draw power, but there's still a struggle. Then I got some of the Gishkis. Now seriously, I want this card to come off. If you know what this card is, I want it to come off the ban list. And I know a whole bunch of others that really want to get this off the ban list, but I want it off the ban list. So, let's annoy Konami together and make this off the ban list. Then I've of course got my Necros, because I've been trying to build it with them. Some extra monsters, just my Fortune Ladies. I did do a deck profile on them, as I said, but, this is the Fortune Ladies that I've been able to get. Licorice Girls. The Predaplants. Then I've got my Karibos. I still want to build a Karibo deck. It's just trying to find all the cards. Then I've just got some other cards in the very back. This is pretty much just going on to more of a collection though, but I still want to show it because it is in my deck build. Like Herald of Perfection, all these cards. This is actually my food cards. This is a collection I've been trying to make, and if I could turn this into a deck, I would absolutely love it, because that'd be really funny to play. Then of course, just my other cards. These are just some tech cards that I use in my other decks, I really want to build a Dark Magician deck. Got my other Dark Magician Girls. A Ojama deck because I wanted to build that. OTK. The Jinzos because I've been trying to build that. Some of the Gargoyles because I really wanted to build that deck at one point. I try to build as many decks as I can, but sometimes it's the struggle of trying to find the cards and you just can't do it. But that's what I've been able to get. start of my World Chalice, and of course my next zombie deck. If I'm able to build it, I of course will be showcasing it. But that's it for these deck calls. Those are the deck calls I make. Those are the deck calls I try to build. And of course, if you want me to invest in any particular deck, feel free to comment down below. And of course, I'll be happy to do so if I'm able to, because that's what I love doing. And I of course really hope you liked this video, of all my different deck calls. And if you did, make sure to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already to stay tuned for the next Yu-Gi-Oh video, deck profiles and all that. Till next time though, Yu-Gi-Oh fans, that of course is it for the Joker.